From the Ministry of the Presidency in Georgetown, this is This Week with the President, with Janelle Carter.
Welcome to another edition of This Week with the President, a weekly news magazine which provides you with an in-depth look at the policies, programs, and work of the President of Guyana in his quest to realize the good life for all Guyanese. I'm your host, Janelle Carter. In the news this week, coalition politics are here to stay. Guyana marches towards a new independence and real national unity under President Granger. President hailed Guyana's relations with China and the President's diary. Do stay with us. For the first time in the history of independent Guyana, the sitting government is one that truly reflects national unity. This alliance, which is seen as the ultimate demonstration of political maturity, is welcomed by the nation as evidenced by the May 2015 polls. Leader of the coalition government, President David Granger, said that Guyana's inability to develop internal cohesion and the spirit of nationhood is one of the reasons that the country has not been able to maximize its full economic potential.
We came together not because of the past, not because we wanted to share out offices, but because we were all concerned about the future. This coalition is about the future, about what Guyana would be like in years to come, not just for 4 years, but maybe for 14 or even 40 years. And our failure to develop our resources to make our people happier is largely been a failure of national unity. And I do believe that the establishment of this coalition, of which the Alliance for Change is a critical part, as you can see from the head table, is a step towards creating that national unity.
On February 14, a Partnership for National Unity and the Alliance for Change coalition will be celebrating 1 year since the signing of the Comminsburg Accord, a document that not only paved the way for the formation of the six-party coalition government, but one that has changed politics in Guyana forever.
The AFC is here to stay, but at the same time, coalition politics, cooperation politics, collaboration politics are also here to stay. Our six parties have come together representing the interests of these various groups, whether they're geographical, whether they're generational, whether they're gender. All groups must be represented.
The Alliance for Change, a major partner in the coalition, recently commissioned its new headquarters in Kitty, Georgetown. Christened Center for Change, it is a fitting reminder of accomplishments to date and an indicator of things to come.
And we have said, since we formed this movement, we want national unity, we want justice, we want equality, we want to make Guyana number one in the Caribbean. And we will make it through this coalition politics, through the partnership that we have with the APNU.
Good governance, transparency, and accountability have been the primary focus of the coalition government since acceding to office 9 months ago. President Granger has dubbed 2016 the year of national renaissance. As such, Guyanese are urged to rise above the social and economic status quo that obtained over the past 50 years and look to a new future where ethic, politics, and religious barriers are non-existent, and the nation can truly embrace the motto of one people, one nation, one destiny. The President made this call following his induction as an honorary member of the Lions Club of Bel Air.
We have to work together to achieve that national unity. And in order to improve national cohesion, in order to develop that common purpose and enhance the common good. And that's why I feel so happy tonight, because here we have a group of Guyanese men and women who are doing just that, helping to provide a better life for the fellow Guyanese. So this year, we have another chance we have an opportunity to have a new independence and to bridge the divisions which existed 50 years ago. That renaissance requires responsiveness, and this is the year in which we could respond more vigorously, more purposefully to deal with the problems facing our society.
This year, President Granger will be rolling out a plan of action to aggressively tackle the challenges in the education system, juvenile crime, health, maternal deaths, poverty, and other social problems. In his address at the closing ceremony of the Guyana Methodist Church's 2016 conference, the head of state called on leaders in homes, schools, churches, and communities to play a greater role in helping to build the kind of unified Guyana that generations of Guyanese have longed for.
This year, we have a second chance at bridging the divisions which kept us apart for most of the last 50 years, healing the rifts in society. We have the opportunity in our homes, in our schools, in our churches, to lay the foundation for a good life, a gentler, kinder, more humane society. But this renaissance that I speak about this year requires responsiveness from all of us. It requires a vigorous pursuit of our goals if we are to confront the obstacles that have hindered our development over the last 5 decades.
The only way the nation's rebirth will be sustainable is if its youths are better educated and equipped with skills that would foster innovation, which is crucial to its continuing success.
Every year, over 4,000 Guyanese children drop out of primary and secondary school. Many of them are semi-literate or completely illiterate. We cannot build a country, we cannot build a new society, we cannot go into the next 50 years of Guyanese independence with a population which is dropping out of school at this rate.
As a diverse country, religious tolerance is another important factor essential to social cohesion and national unity. Recognizing this, the administration has created an entire ministry to bridge the inequalities and break down the social barriers that hamper efforts to create a truly harmonious society.
As Minister of Social Cohesion, I want you to know that I believe that the religious community is perhaps one of the most strategically positioned institutions in our country to foster peace and harmony. Not only because all religions are underpinned by love, peace, unity, harmony, goodwill, and so on, but because through religion there are captive gatherings, congregations, and audiences in our country and around the world.
On February 1, Guyana joined the rest of the world to observe the United Nations designated World Interfaith Harmony Week under the theme Fostering Social Cohesion in Guyana.
And religious disputes have been going on from time immemorial, and they're still with us today. So we turn to interfaith harmony, but this harmony cannot be legislated, cannot be enforced by the state. It must arise from the volition of our own religious and social leaders, some of whom are gathered here today. They must be convinced and inspired by the belief that interfaith harmony is both desirable and necessary. Guyana sees interfaith harmony as an obligation, not an option. And we in government see that there are 3 levels at which the state could support such harmony. through legislation, organization, and education.
Guyanese cannot enjoy a good life amidst discord, distrust, disharmony, and social conflict. As such, these freedoms are jealously safeguarded.
Guyana needs to move to a higher level. We need to graduate from tolerance to acceptance. We need to convert to higher levels of religious tolerance so that we understand and accept each other despite the differences.
World Interfaith Harmony Week was first proposed at the UN General Assembly on September 23, 2010, by His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan. It was unanimously adopted in October of that same year. Harmony Week was originally initiated to create a platform for Christians and Muslim leaders to interact, but was soon after expanded to include all faiths.
My name is Amber Goas and I attend St. Joseph's High School. I'm so happy that we had this interreligious event. It was nice to know that all Guyanese to come together from different religions and we could be like one family and we won't fight, and it's nice to hear what other people think.
Interreligious harmony is important again in order to gain unity and so we can, in order to have development in our country.
My name is Abigail White and I think that religious harmony is important for Guyana because with it, there will be less discrimination among religious groups and there will be more harmony.
Ghana and the People's Republic of China have shared friendly bilateral relations for over 40 years, which has seen both nations cooperating in several areas of mutual interest. For Guyana, China has been a significant development partner, particularly in the area of trade and investment, health, and security. Speaking at a dinner and magazine launch organized by the Association of Chinese Enterprise in Guyana, and subsequently at the celebration ceremony of the Spring Festival to welcome the Chinese New Year, President Granger said that the relations between the two countries are poised to become stronger.
China and Guyana have been united by the unbreakable bonds of blood, of history, and of friendship. We must celebrate that history. We must strengthen those bonds. We must deepen that friendship to our mutual benefit, the benefit of our peoples, and for the benefit of posterity.
The president said that his administration intends to create an atmosphere in which foreign investment will grow and develop.
We are committed to creating an enabling environment for business to function. We are committed to ensuring a thriving commercial sector, thriving international trade, by creating an enabling environment for investment. We are committed equally to suppressing illicit trade and to preventing our environment from spoliation. We are committed to protecting our people's rights and freedoms. We are committed to providing infrastructure to enable freer, faster, and cheaper movement to our hinterland and to the sources of our economic growth.
At the celebration of the Spring Festival to mark the Chinese New Year on Wednesday evening at the New Driving Restaurant, President Granger noted that relations between the two nations have progressed in recent times through the signing of a number of cooperation agreements in the various fields.
Since then, we've signed a number of cooperation agreements in the field of infrastructure, health, defense, river transportation, energy, culture, education, and information technology. We're no longer casual acquaintances. We are partners in economic development. The healthy relations and partnership that developed between the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and the People's Republic of China.
The economic performance of the People's Republic of China remains a source of inspiration to the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, with Guyana being a beneficiary of China's increased growth and trade. Both countries are committed to continue to work to ensure lasting economic partnership.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guyana is an influential country in the Latin American and Caribbean region. the Chinese government places high importance to the relationship with Guyana. Since the establishment of diplomatic ties in 1972, thanks to the concerted efforts of both sides, China-Guyana relations have been developing in a sound and steady manner. We have maintained frequent interactions at high and other levels and between parties. In the friendly exchanges, we always respect each other and treat each other as sincere friend and partner on an equal footing.
Today, the People's Republic of China has made available a number of financing opportunities for key projects, as well as scholarships and grants which can only serve to benefit Guyana, the Chinese envoy said. What does the president do all week? Let's take a look inside his diary. On February 3rd, President Granger was inducted as patron of the Rose Hall Youth and Sports Club, a non-governmental organization that was established in the 1990s to assist youths, the elderly, and the underprivileged.
Mabruma, Bartika, and Lethem will become tongues, and soon Mali will become a tongue. And if I can use this model, the Rose Hall tongue model, to have youth clubs in every tongue in Guyana. Soon we'll have 10 tongues in Guyana. You can see that we'll be lifting the river, and all the boats floating therein will rise as well. This is a real role model, and if I can be of service to Rose Hall tongue, I would be a very satisfied president indeed.
The club has won several prestigious awards and has to date completed a total of 6,000 projects. Its most recent project is the Say No to Suicide campaign.
Now this year, the Rose Hall Youth and Sports Club has set itself a target of 300 activities, programs, after completing a record 302 last year. And these activities will be held under the subheading of sports, education, culture, anti-drug, suicide, anti-suicide, anti-crime, community development, youth development, social, religious, coaching awards, etc.
The president met with legendary Guyanese singer Mr. Eddie Grant and 3 residents of Kare Village, Essequibo. Businessman Dr. Yusuf Prasad and Chief Executive Officer of IPED Mr. Ramesh Prasad also paid a courtesy call on the president last week. President Granger, in his capacity as CARICOM's lead head with responsibility for agriculture, met with officials from the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute to discuss his vision for Caribbean agriculture. He also met with members of the Timeri North Action Group and encouraged them to find innovative ways of creating jobs in their community to provide employment for youths. That brings us to the end of this edition of This Week with the President. Thank you for joining us. For regular updates on the Ministry of the Presidency, go to our website www.motp.gov.gy. Like our Facebook page, Ministry of the Presidency, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MOTP Guyana. I'm Janelle Carter. Do have a safe and productive week ahead. Goodbye for now.